everyone, today I will be presenting a research paper titled The Role of Technological Innovation and Renewable Energy in Reducing Environmental Degradation in Malaysia, the Steps Towards Sustainable Environment. Environmental degradation has become one of the most serious global challenges due to rapid industrialization, urbanization and increasing energy consumption. Malaysia, as a developing country, is also facing this environmental issue while continuing to pursue economic growth. This research explores whether technological innovation and renewable energy can work together to reduce environmental degradation while supporting sustainable economic development. Throughout this presentation, I will explain the background of the study, its objective, methodology, key findings, discussion, and finally, the conclusion drawn by the researchers. Before discussing the study, it is important to understand the concept of a sustainable environment. So what is sustainable environment? It refers to managing natural resources responsible by that the need of today's population meet without reducing the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. In simple terms, it means balancing three important aspects, which is economic development, environmental protection, and social well-being. The sustainable environment encourages us to use natural resources efficiently, reducing pollution, conserve biodiversity, and minimize waste while maintaining economic progress. One of the biggest threats to environmental sustainability is excessive dependence on fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas. Burning these fuels release large amounts of greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide, which contribute to climate change, air pollution, rising temperature, and ecosystem damage. To overcome this challenge, many countries, including Malaysia, are investigating in renewable energy sources and advanced technologies that can reduce environmental impact. This research investigates whether renewable energy consumption and technological innovation can significantly reduce environmental degradation in Malaysia and contributes to achieving long-term sustainability. Malaysia has experienced rapid economic growth over the past few decades. As industry expands, it is developed and living standard improved, the country's demand for energy has increased significantly. However, most of Malaysian energy still comes from fossil fuels. While fossil fuels have supported economic development, they also produce large amount of carbon dioxide emission and other pollutants that contribute to climate change, poor air quality, and also environmental degradation. So, environmental degradation refers to the deterioration of the natural environment through pollution, deforestation, biodiversity, exploitation of natural resources. One possible solution is to increase the use of renewable energy. Renewable energy includes sources such as solar energy, hydropower, and wind energy, and also biomass. These sources are naturally replenished and produce much lower greenhouse gases emission compared to fossil fuels. At the same time, the technological innovation is becoming increasingly important. Technological can improve energy efficient, develop cleaner manufacturing process, reducing industrial waste, and create environmentally friendly products. For example, smart energy system, electric vehicle, green buildings, and advanced pollution control technologies all help reducing environmental impact while maintaining economic productivity. Therefore, this study examines whether the renewable energy and technological innovation together can improve the environmental quality and support sustainable development in Malaysia. Just established three main objectives for this study. The first objective was to examine whether renewable energy consumption can reduce environmental degradation in Malaysia. The second objective was to investigate whether technological innovation contributes to improving environmental quality by reducing pollution and encouraging cleaner production methods. And the third objective was to test the environmental Kasnet curve or EKC hypothesis. EKC hypothesis suggests that environmental degradation initially increasing during the early stage of economic development because industrial expand and energy consumption rises. However, once a country reaches a higher level of income and development, pollution began to decrease because government introduced stronger environmental regulation, industry adopt cleaner technologies, and people become more environmentally aware. The researchers want to determine whether Malaysia follow this pattern. To answer this research question, the researcher used a quantitative research approach where the study analyzed annual time series data covering the period from 1980 to 2018, which provide nearly 4 decades of information. Several important variables were included in the analysis. These include renewable energy consumption, technological innovation, carbon dioxide emission, ecological footprint, and economic growth measured by gross domestic product or GDP. Carbon dioxide emissions are widely used as an indicator of air pollution and climate change. The ecological footprint is another environmental indicator that measures how much land and natural resources are required to support human activities. A larger ecological footprint generally indicates greater environmental pressure. The data were collected from international recognized database to ensure reliability and accuracy. To analyze the relationship among these variables, the research applied the bootstrap auto-aggressive distribute-like model, commonly known as the BARDL model. This statistical method is particularly useful because it allows the research to examine both short-term and long-term relationship between variables, even when the data have different level of stationary. As a result, the findings obtained from these methods are considered robust and reliable. The study produced several important findings. First, renewable energy consumption significantly reduced carbon dioxide emission in Malaysia. This suggests that replacing fossil fuels with cleaner energy sources can effectively lower greenhouse gas emission and improve air quality. Second, renewable energy also reduces Malaysia's ecological footprint. This means that increasing the use of renewable energy places less pressure on natural resources and contributes to environmental sustainability. Third, technological innovation showed a significant positive impact on environmental quality. These technologies improve industrial efficiency, reduce energy consumption, and minimize waste generation, and also encourage cleaner production methods. The research also found evidence supporting the environmental cascade curve hypothesis in the long run. Means that although environmental degradation may increase during the early stages of economic development, it eventually declines as the country adopts cleaner technologies, stronger environmental regulation, and more sustainable economic practice. Overall, the results indicate that renewable energy and technological innovation complement each other in reducing environmental degradation. For the discussion, the findings demonstrate that environmental protection and economic growth do not have conflict with each other. Instead, they can work together when supported by appropriate policies and technological advancement. Renewable energy reduces dependence on fossil fuels while helping lowering greenhouse gases emission and improve environmental quality. At the same time, technological innovation increase energy efficiency, support cleaner industrial production, encourages resources conservation, and reduce wastewater generation. For Malaysia, this finding suggests that greater investment in renewable energy infrastructure, scientific research, and green technology will benefit both of the economy and the environment. The government can further strengthen environmental sustainability by providing financial incentive for renewable energy projects, investing in research and development, encouraging industries to adopt green technologies, and implementing stricter environmental regulation. Public awareness is also important because we choose energy efficient product and support renewable energy contributes to achieving national sustainability goals. Overall, the study emphasized that long-term environmental sustainability requires cooperation between government, industry, researchers, and also the society. In conclusion, this research clearly demonstrates that renewable energy and technological innovation play significant roles in reducing environmental degradation in Malaysia. Renewable energy helps decrease carbon dioxide emission and reduce dependency on fossil fuels. Technological innovation improve energy efficiency, support clean industrial process, and encourage sustainable resources management. Together, these two factors contribute to a lower ecological footprint and better environmental quality while allowing continued economic development. The study also supports the environmental cascade curve hypothesis, showing that economic growth can eventually lead to environmental improvement when supported by appropriate policies and technological advancement. Therefore, Malaysia should continue investing in renewable energy, promoting technological innovation, and strengthening environmental policies to achieve a more sustainable future. Before concluding, I would like to acknowledge the contributors behind this research. This study was supported by the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia through the Fundamental Research Grant Scheme, also known as the FRGS. I would like to recognize the authors for their valuable researches and their contribution towards understanding the relationship between renewable energy, technological innovation, and environmental sustainability in Malaysia. Finally, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to my lecturer and my classmates for the attention, encouragement, and support throughout this presentation. Thank you.